Hello everybody, welcome to another Versus Video Deck Tech. CVM here along with
Brad Nelson.
Otherwise known as not Andrew Shrout.
Not Andrew Shrout.
Freshly back from his participation in Pro Tour Magic 2015, Braun-Duin.
Yep. And
what we're playing here today is a Mono-Red deck. So similar to what Tom Ross, the boss, has been championing for some time. It's just a one-drop heavy Mono-Red deck with cards like Rabble-Red to push through some damage. But this archetype gets some life breathed back into it with Rabble-Red, or Goblin Rabble-Master, and Stoke the Flames.
Yeah.
So Rabble-Master is a unique card that Red hasn't really had access to in quite some time, where it's just a card that's an awesome threat by itself that you don't really have to put any more on the board. It can just take over a game all by itself very quickly.
Yeah.
And it actually plays very well with the new card from M15, Stoke the Flames. So my best analogy for Stoke the Flames is that it's a Mizium Mortars that's not terrible. So like
Mizium Mortars that goes to the dome.
Yeah, like sometimes Mizium Mortars just isn't what you need, but you have to have it, otherwise you'll just die to cards like Brimaz and Bloodbear and Archangel of Thune. But now we have a card with some flexibility to where we can just kill our opponent with it if we need to. So I feel like Stoke the Flames is only going to get better as Magic continues to progress into 2015.
And I like the fact that you could have a Summoning Sick Mutavault, activate it to block, and then still cast Stoke the Flames off it.
Yeah. Convoke's a pretty sweet mechanic.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I do like how you can, make a token with Rabble-Master and then use the token and Rabble-Master to cast Stoke the Flames if you need to.
Yep.
Or you can tap your goblins down to not have to attack if you, don't want to attack with them. The other card that I think is actually very good in this build, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't play 4, which, by the way, this is the deck that Team Revolution had came up with, is Legion Loyalist. So it's a Goblin, which isn't terribly relevant.
It does pump Goblin Rabble-Master,
However, it does pump Goblin Rabble-Master, but the battalion on it is very, very good in this deck.
Yeah.
So with cards like Rabble-Red and Rabble-Master getting big, and expecting a lot of opposing creatures to be blocking you, giving all your guys First Strike and Trample is very, very good. It actually plays a pivotal role in one of these sideboard cards that they had that they bring in against decks where they're not going to be killing your creatures, they're going to be trying to trade them off. So Legion Loyalist is very good in a world where your opponent's not casting Bile-Blight.
Yeah, and Goblin Rabble-Master gets very high power, but still remains a 2 toughness creature. So a lot of times he gets in for 1 hit and then dies. But Legion Loyalist makes it so it's very, very difficult for them to profitably block Rabble-Master.
First Strike and Trample is a pretty deadly combination. So this is the main deck, which also has 4 Burning Tree Emissaries. So I imagine BBD will be lamenting the fact that I have Burning Tree in my deck, but every opening hand will be mono Mutavaults with all the Burning Tree Emissaries.
2 Mutavaults, 4 Burning Trees.
That's what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and jump into the sideboard and see what this unique card is that I alluded to in the first part of the deck tech. Right, so here we are with the sideboard for the Mono-Red deck. And as we see here, we have the 4th Legion Loyalist and Dino-Charge.
Sure it's not Dino-Charge?
It might be. Is there a dinosaur? There's no dinosaur.
All right.
Too bad, because flavor opportunity missed, Wizards of the Coast.
Yep.
Could have been Dino-Charge with the dinosaur on the card. But Dino-Charge is very good alongside Legion Loyalist, giving all of your creatures an additional 2 power. Goes a long way when they have First Strike and Trample.
Yep.
Makes it very difficult for your opponent to block effectively, and you can just kill them out of nowhere. Plus, it hits all of your creatures on the overload, so all the little stupid Cedric Phillips that you're making off of Rabble-Master can get even bigger.
Yep.
We have 2 Titan Strength, just as another way to push through damage against troublesome cards like Brimaz or Courser of Crufix.
It's also fantastic against Domestication.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, if they domesticate your Rabble-Master, man, that would be
Titan Strength.
That would be not good times. We have 2 Magma Spray, which is good against smaller mana creatures like Elvish Mystic. Also very good against cards like Voice of Resurgence. If your opponent happens to play Kitchen Finks, you can just get rid of it too, and then call a judge. We have 2 Skullcracks against the Revelation decks. I imagine you probably also want it against Black Devotion, since they have Devour Flesh and Grey Merchant. 2 Mizium Mortars, just additional ways to kill troublesome creatures like Blood Baron and Vizkopa. And then 4 Eidolon of the Great Revel, which is a card that's seen a lot of success in older formats, but still very, very good in Standard. a lot of times against decks like Jund Monsters, they lower their curve a lot and bring in a lot of cheap removal just to try and, one for one you until they can get a big threat in play. And something like Eidolon will end up doing quite a bit of damage to them once they lower their curve.
Yep. Eidolon's the kind of card that's just insane on the play, just
It's
in
very
general.
good on the play,
against almost everything. So.
Absolutely. So this is the sideboard. I'm definitely excited to play the deck. Rabble-Master seems like a very fun card. Unfortunately, I feel like games where you have an uncontested Rabble-Master usually end very quickly, so you don't get to have a whole lot of fun with him, but just attacking a couple times would probably be enough.
Yep.
So let's jump into the games and see what happens.